It's become part of the city's culture, identity, history. But this sport goes beyond the fortress. The Scarlet and Gray.
The UNLV men's hockey team has dominated.
Our boys in silver.
It's a great opportunity. It's a great challenge. It's the right time. It feels right.
The Monsters in the north.
The Golden Knights are beefing up their minor leagues with the Night Monsters. They begin playing this upcoming season.
And the next generation.
When we scored the overtime goal, it's like, really? That just happened?
The Vegas Junior Golden Knights girls made history by becoming the first female hockey team to represent the state.
They live at the rink. They love the game.
Vegas wanted hockey. Vegas got hockey.
Covering every local team on the ice. This is Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Welcome inside another edition of Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm your host, Vince Sapienza. International hockey on the horizon. But before we get too far ahead and up the ice, let's fire home a snapshot of what is in store over the next 30 minutes. As always, we'll look back at the week that was for all the Knights. We'll check in with the Silver Knights forward, Cal Burke, and get his newfound perspective following a 6-game stint with the VGK. And as we do every week, we chat with the Skatin Rebels in studio. Sophomore forward Tristan Rand will join us, and they are fresh off another weekend sweep at CNA. But we begin with the biggest news of the week. Rosters for the Four Nations Face-Off were announced this month. No All-Star game this year in the National Hockey League. Instead, NHL players will be participating in a new tournament this February, which serves as a bit of an appetizer of sorts to the 2026 Olympics. And a total of 8 Golden Knights will be involved, including head coach Bruce Cassidy, 7 players, the second highest number behind only the Florida Panthers, who had 8. The Golden Knights head coach will serve as an assistant to Team Canada, which also feature a quartet of VGK players. Mark Stone, Alex Pietrangelo, Shea Theodore, and Aiden Hill named to the roster. These 4 have plenty of international experience and have a combined 8 gold medals in a variety of tournaments over the years. They say it's going to be something special putting on that Canadian jersey together.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. We won the Stanley Cup no longer than a year ago, right? So I think you see the teams that have had success over the last few years are sending tons of players. I think we're pretty happy with all the guys that have been picked to represent their country. We think they're deserving, obviously. I think for Petro and I, it's exciting to be on the team with Theo and Hiller. Just adds a little bit more familiarity, I guess. But it's an exciting time. I'm 32 now, and I've never been in the league for a best-on-best tournament, so I'm pretty excited.
We're used to flying all over and all that. We're actually going to be on the East Coast right before that. It's kind of a bit of an advantage for us. But, you put that talent pool together, guys can figure it out pretty quickly. I don't think Coop is going to make things too complicated for us. You try and go through systems, but everyone who's at that tournament is playing at a high level for a reason. They can think the game at a high level, so it's easy to adapt, and the rest takes, the skill takes over from there. But I think the biggest thing too is you got a lot of talent in special teams and finding out where everybody slots and going over those things systematically. But there's so much excitement, so much, joy, and everybody being there that everybody gets dialed in pretty quickly. And first couple days are really just getting to know each other. I play with a lot of guys, but not everybody. So you spend a day kind of meeting everybody, and then you get to work for one day. But everybody's in the same boat, right? All the countries are in the same situation. So I feel like our hockey IQ that we have on this roster should put us ahead of everybody.
And there are a pair of Golden Knights rocking the red, white, and blue. Jack Eichel and Noah Hannafin named to the Team USA roster. The two have played together at the USA Hockey National Team Development Program and won gold at the 2014 U18 World Junior Championships. The United States have had success at the World Junior level, but when it comes to best on best, the U.S. haven't won gold since the 1996 World Cup, and Eichel says they're ready to change that.
I think there's a lot to prove for us as USA Hockey. I think, with the way the U.S. National Development Program's been producing players lately, and where we feel we are as a country, you look at the talent pool in the last however many years in the NHL, and Yeah, I think for a while it was Canada on a pedestal by themselves, and I think for us, we feel like we've closed that gap, and I think this is a great opportunity for us to, you know, prove that. Everyone can say what they want now and look at rosters and compare rosters to Snap, but at the end of the day, everything will be figured out on the ice, and we'll have our opportunity to prove what we you know, where we think we're at, and you know, these guys on Canada have played on the big stage and won before, and you know, in terms of internationally, so, or at least a few of them. You know, for some of us, I think this is a great opportunity for us to do that.
William Karlsson named to Team Sweden's roster. The Marsta native played in his 700th NHL game last month and is the Golden Knights franchise all-time leader in plus-minus shorthanded goals. He's also second in games played and goals scored. Karlsson last represented his country at the 2017 World Championships, helping Sweden earn a gold medal. And Team Finland will have some original misfit flavor as well. Erik Haula will be representing the Lions for the 6th time in his international career. The current New Jersey Devil forward has 11 points in 28 games this season and owns a face-off percentage of more than 55%. That's pretty good. Haula last represented Finland at the 2016 World Cup of Hockey. Well, at the end of November, the Golden Knights suffered their worst home loss in franchise history, getting shut out by Utah 6-0. 3 days later, the guys in gold put together their best defensive effort of the season, getting a shutout of their own, blanking rival Edmonton 1-0. Now, while it was a great team win and individual effort for Adin Hill, who earned his 9th career shutout, the game itself was a rarity. It was just the 3rd time in NHL history and first game since 1944. There was a game, no penalties, and 1 goal or less scored. All right, let's get to the action now. Go to Anaheim, the home of Disneyland, and victories apparently for the Golden Knights. Vegas picked up its 26th win against their Pacific Division rival. That's the most against any team, and they did it thanks to a pair of former Duck draft picks. First, William Karlsson on the doorstep puts home the rebound to make it 1-0. And then in the second, John Gibson makes an unreal save on Victor Olofsson, but gives up a juicy rebound to Shea Theodore. That snaps a 24-game goalless drought for Shea, 1 of 2 on the night for him, as the Knights quack the Ducks 4-1.
You know, really solid. I think you know, it's that part of the season when you know, games are tight, and you know, these points are crucial. You want to kind of bank them when you can, and obviously I think we feel good about our game and we like where it's at.
Now, in addition to the win, it was a nice night for forward Alexander Holtz, who snapped a 19-game goalless drought of his own with this second goal, his second goal of the season, coming in the 3rd period. Holtz, who had a 5-game point streak back in October, had struggled to produce points since just 3 in the month of November. He says he's just happy to get back on the board.
No, it was really good. I was trying to get the puck to him early, and then it's like stay in the fight, and he was able to find me in a really good spot on an open net. No, it was obviously really nice, really good play by both Hurts and Pierce there, so yeah, I'm thankful for that.
All right, back to the Fortress, where there was a different buzz in the building. The reason, Mark Stone making his return after missing the previous 14 games due to a lower body injury, and the captain made his mark instantly on the power play. Stone in his office slides it over to Tomas Hertl in the slot. He roofs it past Jake Ottinger to make it 1-0 Vegas after 1. Jump to the second. Now tied at 2. The guys in goal back on the man advantage, and Stone making plays. He doesn't get an assist on this one, but he crashes the crease. The puck ends up on the stick of Jack Eichel, and number 9 gets his 9th of the year to make it 2-1. 68 seconds later, Nick Waugh, all alone at the top of the circle, snaps this one up and over the Otter. That would prove to be your winner. Adin Hill, phenomenal, making a season-high 37 saves as the Knights shine brighter than the Stars, 3-2.
It was good. Long layoff, but I felt good going into it. So nice to get it back into the familiar spot and just play. So good opponent to come in. You know, it's going to be a close, intense game. So that was good. Good team win.
Despite all the ice, we are just getting warmed up here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. When we return, we check in with Henderson, the Silver Knights forward Cal Burke, reacting to his time with the big club. Plus, it is that time of year where we are tossing those teddy bears. Those stories next.
You're watching Hockey in the Desert Weekly
Right point, Mayo, wrist shot, deflection, scores! Great start, Brian, by the Silver Knights. Furry friends flying at the Forum, and the Silver Knights have a 1-0 lead.
What a call from the great Brian McCormick. Welcome back inside Hockey in the Desert. Tanner Lazinski, the reason 8,297 stuffed animals were sent over the boards and onto the ice during the Silver Knights' 4th annual Lucky Launch. All those donations will go back into the community through a variety of charities and organizations. And a big thanks this year goes to Tanner Lazinski.
It's a good play in the O-zone. Hager good pass to Dice and just get pucks to the net, good things happen. Lucky enough to hit my stick, and yeah, rest is history. So just happy to be a part of it.
Now the win. Lucky Launch game was their 2nd straight, which is also the first set of back-to-back wins this season for HSK. However, the next night, the Texas Stars snapped that win streak, beating Henderson 4-2.
I like our game. I like our 5-on-5 game. I think we've been able to roll 4 lines for the most part. We lose Mo in the 2nd period, so the lines get a bit jumbled. But the guys that have come back, the guys that we've put them with, I think there's been some continuity. But unfortunately, we couldn't find the back of the net, like I said, to increase our lead.
And back with the Silver Knights this past week was Cal Burke. In November, the 27-year-old became a father for the 2nd time and then followed that up with the 3rd call-up to the National Hockey League of his career.
Back-to-back games for the first time. Burke scores! It's his first in the NHL!
It's been an eventful month for sure. Some of the coolest moments of my life.
Cal Burke scored his first career NHL goal during a 6-game stint with the Golden Knights. He fired off a dozen shots, finished with a +2 rating, while averaging a little more than 11 minutes a game in that span.
Is Cal Burke and the puck on his stick down the wing as he throws it on net.
That was great. They were so welcoming to me, and they gave me an opportunity to do my thing up there, and we were able to. We played some tough teams, get some good wins there, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Burke will gain the line now, leaving it off for Pearson.
I think it was really seamless. I knew what I was doing in all situations, which I think helped me do well when I was there. And, that's a big credit to Kreger and the staff here for getting us ready.
But he did exactly what you're supposed to do. Come in, be noticeable in a positive way.
It just shows to our guys, he went up and played the same game he plays here. He was moved around the lineup with VGK. Got a chance to play with Jack, got a chance to play on the 4th line with Schwinn, so he was all over the lineup a little bit, but his details were really good. I thought his wall play, 50-50 puck battles, working above the puck, all those things that are going to allow guys to earn the trust of the coaching staff up there. An opportunity is what he went up and did, but we're happy to have him back.
The 5th-year pro has more than 200 American Hockey League games under his belt, but he says those 10 days in the NHL helped his game grow exponentially.
It's confidence building for sure to know, you can go into the NHL and play well, and so then when we come back here, I think you're just taking that kind of momentum with you, and take some things I learned up there too and apply them down here and help the Silver Knights win.
Well, let's go over to the America First Center, where this month the Golden Knights announced an international tournament coming to town called the Amerigol Latam Spring Classic, which will feature men's and women's national teams from Argentina, Colombia, Mexico Warriors, and Puerto Rico this coming March. Admission will be free during the 4-day tournament, but you must register online. The Spring Classic is an international tournament designed to break barriers and unite non-traditional hockey markets.
Stanek walks in, drags to the slot, switching sides with Kapchuk, now doing it again. Bernard, one-time blast, score! And just like that, this game is over!
Do not look now, but the Night Monsters are starting to climb up those ECHL standings. No team in the West is hotter than Tahoe, who have won 4 straight, including 7 of their last 9. Here's a look at the last 4 games. A 2-game sweep in Allen, Texas, both by a score of 4-3. The first, as you saw and heard, coming in overtime. And then the Night Monsters followed it up with a 2-game sweep in Tulsa, outscoring the Oilers 12-5 in those games. And don't forget, if you can't get up to Tahoe, you can watch the Night Monsters on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Your next chance, December 12th against Utah. Still ahead, we are talking Scarlet and Gray. Joining us, look at that, smiles. Rebels sophomore Tristan Rand. We'll talk another weekend sweep at City National Arena. Keep it here. Welcome back inside Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm Vince Sapienza. We've talked gold, silver, a little bit of that Tahoe teal. Now it's time for the Scarlet and Gray. And to do that, we had to bring in the Skatin Rebels sophomore forward, Tristan Rand. Tristan, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. Let's just talk about, you had a holiday break before you were back at it. Does the team feel refreshed? What is the mood right now of the group?
I think everyone's really happy to get that week off. It definitely was a week we needed. We had a lot of guys that have been hurt all year. It was just great to get home, get to see families, and get a little bit of time off.
So I was talking to your head coach, Greener, and he said that Monday practice following the break was going to be a bit of a sled to see how you guys handled. Obviously, you guys handled it really, really well because you sweep Grand Canyon University at City National Arena, getting a shutout on Saturday. So I'm curious, how was it Friday into Saturday, and do you guys feel like you guys have found your legs again?
Yeah, I definitely would say Monday was a little tough for most of us. Just having that week off and not really skating. It definitely took an adjustment to get back into it, but I felt like Tuesday and Wednesday we really started to come together again, and we were ready to play this weekend.
Too much turkey or what?
Too much turkey.
Stuffing or?
Turkey, prime rib, yeah.
Oh, prime rib, okay. Well, tell me about the games. Tell me the weekend sweep over Grand Canyon. Was it a slow build to the game, or did you guys feel like you were able to pick up where you left off, even though you might have felt a little heavier on the skates?
I think we picked up right where we left off. Right off the bat, we were ready to go. First game, we had a really great second period, one of our best second periods I'd say we'd had in a while, and we were just able to close it out over the weekend.
What is the mood right now of the group? Obviously, a few weeks ago, you go into that Chicago Classic, which is a big, barometer in terms of how you guys are going to fare, possibly in the spring. Is confidence as high as it could possibly be this time of year?
Yeah, I definitely say that we're all feeling ourselves right now. We've had a great season so far, and I think that all we're going to keep doing is moving forward.
Back this weekend at City National Arena taking on ASU, but this weekend you got some specialty jerseys I want to show everybody right now. These things, this is magic. I mean, this is what the holiday spirit is about. Give me your take on this got and are you keeping one?
Definitely want to get that one. The Home Alone theme is awesome for sure.
I mean, it's got everything. It's got the van that took him to the air, or the burglar's van, I should say. It's got the plane. It's got the fake dolls and stuff in the windows. It's just good stuff. What was the reaction from the team? I mean, you guys do a lot of specialty jerseys. This one feels like it set itself apart.
Yeah, this is definitely the most detail we've ever had on one.
It's almost one of those, you take a few extra selfies, make sure the team photog is...
Yeah, we'll definitely all be looking to get our pictures taken this weekend for sure.
Tell me about the matchup with ASU this week, and what kind of challenge do they present? And obviously, as you guys are looking to stay high in the rankings ahead of that national tournament, how big is this weekend for what is a big month in December?
This is definitely a huge weekend for us. I mean, ASU's in our conference, so it'll be really big games that we got to win. We've also lost them this year, so we're definitely going to be going in hot and hoping to get a win this weekend.
What do you learn this weekend, or what do you learn from that first meeting with them that you take into this one? Like, what was the difference there?
I think just as a whole, we've come together as a group a lot more in these past however many weeks. It's been about 2 months, so I think that as a group, we've just really gotten more chemistry as a team.
And I won't look too far ahead, probably not fair, but I'm going to ask you anyways. A big month, as I mentioned, in the month of December, taking on a couple of D1 programs, including the reigning, defending national champs, University of Denver. Do you let your mind wander, or are you a one day at a time type of guy?
I definitely think about it every once in a while, but I think for now we just got to stay on the task ahead.
Look at that. Just spoken like a true player. And some of that's been coached up by head coach Anthony Vinieri-Greener. Tristan, appreciate the time. Best of luck the rest of the way. We'll chat down the road.
Thanks.
All right. That is Tristan Rand. This is Hockey in the Desert. When we return, it is time to clear the ice. Keep it here. Welcome back inside Hockey in the Desert Weekly. Everyone's favorite Gila Monster Chance, as well as members of the Vegas Vivas, helped distribute 200 homeless care kits, including backpacks, socks, blankets, and hygienic items at Care Complex in Las Vegas. Just one of the many initiatives put on by the team during the holiday season. Another one was the annual toy drive. Prior to their game with the Oilers, the players and coaches' wives were outside T-Mobile Arena on Toshiba Plaza collecting toy donations for the holidays, which will be distributed throughout our community. And then follow this next one under wholesome content. During the first intermission of the Golden Knights Oilers game, Alex Pietrangelo stayed on the bench to watch the Mites at Knights play. Why? Well, featured two of his own. And the smile right there says it all, along with the hugs to the kiddos. Watching him watch his kids, a special moment for everyone. All right, now is that time to take a look at the continuing quests from the Golden Knights of yesteryear. And we start in the Windy City, where for the first time, Chicago got to experience a Marty party. Alec Martinez turning back the clock, snipes this one over the glove of Connor Hellebuck, his first as a Blackhawk and first goal in nearly 12 months. Now all smiles here. Unfortunately, Martinez would be unable to finish the game after taking a puck to the neck face area. And as we wrap up Hockey in the Desert, it is time to clear the ice. It was an emotional night in Calgary this past Tuesday as the late great Johnny Gaudreau was honored along with his brother Matthew. One more time in a meeting between Johnny's two NHL clubs, the Blue Jackets and Flames in Calgary. Call it coincidence, called meant to be, but this was the 13th home game for the Flames this season. 13, obviously, Johnny's number. His family was given a standing ovation, rightfully so, along with an incredible video tribute to the entire family and to both franchises. Thank you so much for joining us here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm Vince Sapienza. We'll see you next week.